Hello everyone, sorry about that brief delay. Hi, the hands of Anna Walker on the studio table. Hi, how are you? And I just want to show you what comes next. Yesterday we talked about working the needle felting to bring in some embellishment and to lift some detail out of our felt painting. And today I'm using this sample to show you what is next in the process, as I am still working on the needle felting on this. So this is a piece that I did, gosh, I think I started it a couple of years ago. I did the stitching last year and it's still sitting unfinished. I have cut it. I don't generally cut my pieces straight. It's just my choice, but I did cut this piece straight, and you can see that we've got a lot of the white fibers coming through, the undyed fibers coming through the black, and sort of, you know, giving it a glint of silver, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not what I'm looking for. It's not the finish I want. I want this black to really show. So I have a couple of options. I can use this little shaver to bring up some fibers, and this is just something that I picked up. It's got 3 different blades, and it's meant to be used on sweaters and coats that have pilled, and it works okay for getting those fibers brought up a little bit, but as you can see from the leftovers that I'm bringing up, it's bringing up some of my black too. So this isn't really the best way for me to take up these white fibers. However, it does do a very good job of lifting those white fibers up so that I can come in with my sweater razor. And I've already used the razor. You can see that this strip right here looks pretty good in comparison to the rest of the piece. But I can use this razor. It's just a sweater shaver that you would get at, you know, any of your local big box stores. You know, they're gonna have it where they've got closet items, where they've got hangers, that kind of thing. And it takes a little bit of time, but if I keep going back and forth and keep working the area in different directions, it does get up a good chunk of the fibers that have migrated through to the front of my piece. And so this comes in handy. And the nice thing is that this guard keeps the razor itself from harming the painting, and I can push it down a little bit as I am going over the painting to get those fibers caught a little easier. Again, I go lots of different directions on this, and that gives me a nice place to come to the next part. And I've got a little bit of those fibers that came through the top here. But again, not perfect by any means, but it does bring them up a little bit for me. And the other part of this tool is almost like a lint roller that can pick up some of those fibers as well. So I can use this to sort of rough up the area and get those fibers loosened up so that I can do this next part, which always makes me nervous, but it's a necessary evil. And I've got to grab my tools here. For this part of the process, I need ideally a pair of embroidery shears, just embroidery scissors. But I can take and just very slowly over the surface, as I bend it over my finger, I can trim those white fibers. But this is not a fast process by any way, shape, or form. And it's a little dangerous because you've got scissors in your hand and you could easily get into the actual painting itself. So this is used very infrequently to bring off any additional fibers that are where they shouldn't be. Now, why did the fibers migrate through to the front? Well, I got a little aggressive with the felting. When you wet felt, you want to wet felt until everything comes together and you start to get a nice shadow on the back side of your piece. But if you work it too much, you won't get just a shadow. You will get some of those fibers lifting up from the back that you'll have to then deal with. And this part of the tool here helps to sort of bring those fibers into a place where I can see where they're connected, and I can trim right where they're connected. So this is one of the tedious parts of finishing up a felted painting or a felted garment. You want to put the best foot forward, and for me that's making sure that I have done my best to get rid of any of these light fibers that have migrated through to the top. I'm just going to lift this up. So this is the side. Before we started, you can see that it's got a fuzzy gray shimmer, and this is the side after we've done what little bit that I've done just now. And even looking at it all together, you can see how much of the fiber had migrated through and how much just in that quick pass with the two tools I was able to take away those light fibers that had come through the top. So that is the next part after I have done any needle felting to lift items out. This piece, I'm going to finish the shaving and go all the way around, and then I am likely going to run the edges through my needle felting machine just to make sure that they're nice and solid. Now, I am using, I have a variegated embroidery thread. It's actually, I think it might be even a pearl cotton. But I have used this thread to just bring in some stitching detail around this leaf shape. And it is likely that I'll do that same stitching detail or something similar all the way around the edge after I have needle felted it together. But when you cut a felted item, you have areas that are then back to almost, not quite, but almost the raw fiber form. And so you need to seal up these edges. For me, it's rather easy. I can take my needle felting machine and I can run it through there. But you can also do the same thing. Sorry, I've got lots of things on my table today. You can do this same action with just a felting needle and working that edge and just, you know, I'm doing about, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch of the edge, and I'm just working it back and forth. Multiple needle tool would be a good use here. But I'm just doing this small little bit so that I can show you on the underside how much just this little bit of action with the felting needle can help to seal that edge. So, excuse me, I've not done this for very long, but you can see that it's already, and from the squish factor, and just looking at it from here, not been felted, here has been felted, and you can feel the difference, and that sealed that edge a little bit more. Now, I am not going to work it from the back to the front because I just got rid of those lighter colored fibers, and I don't want to have to do that again. So when it comes to sealing, I am only going to work from the top side down. And the first needle that I used was a size 40 needle, so it was a fine gauge needle. This one is a 36 needle, and so it's a coarser gauge. And I'm just making a couple of quick passes with this 36 needle because I want to show you how much more it pulls these fibers together. This is the same spot that I just did the size 40 needle. And you can see and you can feel that it is even more felted. It's sealed beautifully now. And I can continue to do this with the single needle, with a multiple needle tool, or as I said, with my needle felting machine, where I can just go all the way around after I've gotten rid of all of this gray that's in here from the light fibers that have migrated through. And then I'll be ready to do a little stitching along the outside and ready to mount it to my canvas. So those are some of the next steps when it comes to working on a felt painting. It's always good to check your work in between each series of rolls and each series of wetting down your fibers. You can get a good result without having your fibers migrate. I worked this one a little too much, and that's why I've got to work on getting these fibers out and pulling them up. So it's going to be a little tedious, but it's a nicely felted piece. I will get the edges done and then it'll be ready to mount. And I have to decide, you know, whether this is just it or if I'm got some other embellishing ideas, and I kind of think I do. So stay posted. We'll come back to this another time. But I wanted to take the opportunity to show you what the next steps would be on the felt painting that will be turned into 5 peace flags for Ukraine. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We're expecting some winter weather to start tonight and go into tomorrow. And that may mean that I am a little delayed or that I have to postpone tomorrow's live until later in the day. I'll let you know tomorrow. You know, they're saying 4 to 7 inches and heavy accumulations, and I don't know if my grandkids will be going to school or if they're going to hang out with Grandma tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted, let you know right here on the page. The video is coming together for the Felted Succulents, and that will be the 3rd in the $47 club. And here are the 3 colorways that you'll have in your kit and class. And I hope to have that video finished recording and edited and up by the weekend. So the 3rd class, almost here. The first 2 classes are already here. You can go ahead and get those now. That is the Cookie Cutter Garland class, the Felted Slap Bracelet class, and the 3rd is going to be the Felted Succulents class. After that, we've got 3 more that'll be coming really quickly because they're revamps of classes that I've had in the past, and so it's just a matter of getting them put together and getting those videos edited. But I'm looking forward to having 6 of those $47 club classes to you by the end of May. So exciting things happening. Head over to stabthingsintoexistence.com, and that way you'll be able to stay in the know when you drop off your email there, and trust me with it. And until tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, I will talk to you later. Go felt something. Have some fun today. We'll talk soon. Bye.